Okay, so here's a video on how to assemble the head on this M2 V2 OMP. Somebody was asking, so I was gonna show that. Okay, so first what we want to do is get the head, the feathering shaft. And what I like to do is I like to get this part ready here first. Put the screw, and then the spacer, and then the thrust bearing. So the thrust bearing is 3 parts. That's somewhere there. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Okay. So the bearing in the middle has 2 different sides. One side, you don't see as much of the balls, I guess, or the bearings, and then the other side, it has like a little dish where you can put the grease. So I assemble them like this. I put the 3 pieces like that, put the bearing in the middle, and then what I do is I get a little bit of grease, put it on something skinny like this. You don't need too much, just a little bit. And then what we're gonna do is just pack that bearing with grease. Not too much. Just kind of go around it like this. That's perfect. Close that up. Put that through the blade handle, one of them. And actually, something you don't want to forget is before you do that, you want to get one of those Spindle Spacers. They're so tiny and they're so light you can hardly see them. So that's it. You put that in there as well. It's going to be a spacer for the bearing inside the handle. Put that in there. Put that through the handle. And then on the main blade housing, I already have the 2 washers. That's one washer, the other washer on the other side. I already have that in there. So I take this, put it through the 2 washers. You can hold it with an Allen wrench. And then the manual calls for grease on this. So here's the manual. If you look on there, see, can you see that? Yeah, you can. It says right there to grease that feathering shaft. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some grease and put some grease on this metal shaft, just like this, on this feathering shaft. And then put it through the 2 washers. It's a tight fit, so you have to kind of play with it. Get it in there. I think I put a little bit too much grease, so I'm going to go back. Clean up the grease. Push it through all the way. It's out to here. And now, stay there. And now we're going to assemble the other side. So the other side, whoops, forgot something. Something you don't want to forget either. There's too many parts to this. Let's see, I'm going to take the washer, put it back. So there's this washer here. This washer here goes through between the handle and the main housing. And this, if you can see it, there's a flat part. There's a little tapered part. The tapered part goes on the outside. So it's going to go like that. Okay. Put it here. The grease is still on the feathering shaft, so I'm going to leave it on. Don't need to grease it anymore. Put that through here. And then we have another spacer. Remember, the tapered on the outside, the flat is going to be on the inside, so it's going to go here. Okay. That looks perfect. Now this side here is a little bit trickier, but it's not too bad. A lot of different ways to do it, but here's gonna be my way. It's gonna be, I'm gonna take this bolt, and actually before I do this, I already know that I have to put thread locker on this. So, because I did that on the other side. I didn't tell you, but I did that on the other side. So on this side, what I do, get a toothpick, put a little bit of thread locker on it, right here. Oh, too much, just a tiny bit. And I put that thread locker inside of the spindle, inside of the feathering shaft, I mean. Okay, that's plenty. So now I'm gonna get my Allen wrench and put the screw on it like this, and then get the washer. Maybe I can just hold it, and then put the washer in it. Yeah, probably don't need that anymore. Okay, so the washer is inside the screw here. You can see that. Then I'm gonna get the thrust bearings and put them in. So this one here first goes on the outside. You see this has a track on the inside that's gonna go facing the middle part, which is this guy here. That's the outside. So this is the outside. Gonna be. Gonna go through here like that. Then I'm gonna go and do the same thing with the grease. Get just a little bit of grease here. And grease it on here. And a little bit more. Grease it. And now I'm gonna put the third thrust bearing part, which is this. This side is the track that has a little track on it. And this side is the flat. The side that has a track is gonna go push on the middle part of the bearing, the one that has the balls. Okay, so once I do this, I'm gonna get that little spindle spacer right here. Look at my finger. Little tiny one. I'm gonna grab it and just put it on the screw. Is it on there? Yes. You can barely see it, but it's on there. So then I'm gonna grab this whole assembly, try to keep it on this. You see that? I'm gonna put it through the blade handle. Okay, and then bring the whole assembly together like this. Bring it here, Isaac, and put it through on the feathering shaft and just screw it in. It's gonna screw in all the way. Perfect, and when it gets tight, pull an Allen wrench on the other side. Okay, so I'm gonna put an Allen wrench on the other side. There it is. And then go through here and just tighten it as much as possible. And then, so I tighten it as much as I could. It's pretty tight, and it's still, my handles are, they spin very like freely and easily and smooth. And also there's no play in here at all. So that's what we know that it's perfect.